What were your thoughts on that one, Andy? How did you see it?
Well, I think obviously first set was key. I didn't have any chances really in the first set until the tie break. I'm a bit lucky on the 6-5 point. He hit a great serve, and I just guessed the right way, thankfully, on his approach shot. That point was very important for sure. And then after that, I was starting to create a lot more chances in the return games. Most games I felt like I was having opportunities and wasn't giving him many chances on my serve, so that was positive.
Andy, it was raining quite heavily before the umpire actually called for the suspension. Can it be a little bit dangerous when it's that wet?
Yeah, it can. I mean, I sort of asked to stop a few points before because, when you're returning his serve, you have to be very explosive, very quick, and if you lose traction on your feet, it's quite easy to, tweak your groin or something, and saying we're trying to finish the game, but I wasn't trying to finish the game. I wanted to stop then, and obviously started raining extremely hard, just a couple of points later. So yeah, I mean, I know it's difficult sometimes when the right time to stop is, but I think on clay courts, I think that the players really need to be the ones that kind of decide that. If they don't feel comfortable, then you have to stop, because it's it's a surface where if you get that wrong, you can hurt yourself.
Andy, obviously you're playing a French player now in this very special atmosphere. Is this something you're looking forward to, or you don't care at all?
I don't know, to be honest. I'm pumped to be in the quarters of a slam. Obviously the atmosphere will be tough, but I don't mind that. I've played a number of times against French players here in difficult atmospheres, and I managed okay, so I'm sure I'll be fine on whatever day we play, Wednesday or Tuesday, I think.
Andy, there's been a few players grumbling about that there's no ranking points at the Olympics for the first time in a few Olympics now. Somebody who got 700 odd points for your gold medal, what are your thoughts on that change?
I don't know. I hadn't thought about it much, to be honest. I think, the reason I'm playing there is to try and win medals. It's not necessarily for ranking points. I know how special that week was for me, so that's why I obviously commit to playing the Olympics. I don't understand why some of the players don't want to play. The ranking points thing, I don't really mind too much. They've changed it also with Davis Cup as well. Now there's no points in Davis Cup, which is, it's fine. There's different reasons for playing tournaments sometimes, and for me, Davis Cup and Olympics, I'm not playing for ranking points.
Andy, how hard was it to keep going in that second set, as you say, when you kept getting those break chances and they weren't coming? And I think at one point, I think you came out with something I'd never heard you say before, which was absolute turnip. I just wondered where that had come from.
I don't know. I mean, I've said it a lot over the years, whether you've heard it or not. But yeah, it is frustrating, obviously, because when we stopped on the 2-1 game, I was starting to get into service games at the beginning of that set, and then throughout the second set, really, I felt like I had a number of chances, and yeah, you never know how many you're going to get against players like Isner or Karlovic because of the way they serve. So when they come, you know the importance of them, and it's frustrating, obviously, if you don't get them. But kept hanging in there and created enough and managed to take a few.
You've had some memorable matches against Richard over the years. What do you remember in particular from the two that you've played him here?
Well, once was in the first round on Longland. which is pretty, tough first round match that I managed to sneak through, and then we played on Chartres as well. It was actually raining quite a bit that day when we played. It was very heavy, cold conditions. And yeah, I think I lost the first set and then won in 4. But I didn't get off to the best start that day, and I don't remember loads about the matches. I've played a lot since then, and it was quite a long time ago.
John's topped out quite a few times recently in the sort of 4th round or so of Grand Slams. Just wondering if you think a player with his sort of game, just a serve-dominated game, can ever, in this era of tennis, break through to get to a semi-final, a final of a Grand Slam.
Yeah, I think so. I think he can for sure. I mean, sometimes draws open up, and you have to be there to take your chances. I know in the past he's maybe been criticised a bit for having a lot of long matches early and slams, and maybe being a bit tired by the second week. But I do think that he's capable of, if he stays fit, of having a deep run at a slam. Maybe on the grass or the clay is better. Sorry, the grass or the hard is better for him. Better surface for him. Yeah, there's no reason why he can't, in my opinion.
And you produced 5 big first serves on the 5 break points that he had today. I mean, how important is it to serve so well against someone who's you serve so well yourself again when he's serving so well and putting pressure on you?
Yeah, I mean, I got a few aces as well on those points, on the break point of the 2 of the break points in the last couple of the games. I got a couple of aces, maybe served another one as well. So I think it's obviously important to serve well, but I think you also, I can do a little bit better there if, I'm serving that well on the break points. You need to find a way of sort of serving like that all of the time, not just kind of when you're behind. Obviously serving well when you're down is a positive thing for sure, but I got myself in some difficult situations in the last couple of service games just through, I think I missed like 8 first serves in a row in that last game, so could do a bit better there.
You've had 2 matches against the big servers. You talked about how they would be short points. Do you feel like that's given you some breathing space to get over the after effects of the first 2 5-setters?
Yeah, I think so. I feel fine just now. Not, the matches weren't physically draining. They're, mentally can be challenging, like because of some of the reasons I explained about the, getting few chances, and there's a lot of points that feel very important against Ivo and against John, but physically feel fine. But yeah, it'll be between now and the end of the tournament, it's completely different matches. A lot more rhythm, longer points, more physical matches. So I'll need to change the way I'm playing a little bit and make some adjustments for those matches.
And Andy, just back on the conditions today, do you think they were in a way in your favour, in that maybe the cool and damp conditions counted against John for his serve? I'm thinking as well because Raonic lost in straight sets today as well.
Yeah, I mean the conditions were certainly slower, and that would benefit me against someone that serves as well as John, for sure. Yeah, I mean I think when we came back out after the rain delay, the balls are getting heavy very quick, and although at the beginning of the match it was fairly slow because there hadn't been any rain during the day, that the balls weren't getting that heavy when they were going to the back of the courts, and the covers, when we came back out, the balls were extremely slow, so I was able to return a lot more serves, getting a lot more of his service games, extend the rallies, and then that's where I was able to dictate most of the points, so conditions favoured me for sure.
Thank you very much.